Today in history, April 26.
1336. Francesco Petrarca Sans Mont Ventoux.
1478 of the Pazzi family. Attack on Lorenzo de' Medici in order to displace. The ruling Medici family kills his brother Giuliano. During High Mass in Florence Cathedral.
1564. Playwright William Shakespeare is baptized in Stratford-upon-Avon, Warwickshire, England. Date of birth is unknown.
1607, the Virginia Company colonists make landfall at Cape Henry. 1721, a massive earthquake devastates the Iranian city of Tabriz.
1777, Sybil Ludington, aged 16, allegedly rode 40 miles 60 for km to alert American colonial forces to the approach of the British regular forces.
1794, Battle of Beaumont during the Flanders Campaign of the War of the First Coalition.
1802, Napoleon Bonaparte signs a general amnesty to allow all, but about 1,000 of the most notorious migrants of the French Revolution to return to France.
1803, thousands of meteor fragments fall from the skies of L'Aigle, France. The event convinces European scientists that meteors exist.
1805, First Barbary War. United States Marines captured Durham under the command of First Lieutenant Presley O'Bannon.
1865, Union cavalry troopers corner and shoot dead John Wilkes Booth, assassin of President Abraham Lincoln, in Virginia.
1,900 fires destroy Canadian cities Ottawa and Hull, reducing them to ashes in 12 hours. 12,000 people are left without a home.
1903, Atletico Madrid Association Football Club is founded.
1915, World War I. Italy secretly signs the Treaty of London, pledging to join the Allied powers. 1916, Easter Rising, Battle of Mount Street Bridge.
1920, as hockey makes its Olympic debut at the Artwork Games, with centre Frank Fredriksson scoring 7 goals in Canada's 12-1 drubbing of Sweden in the gold medal match.
1923, the Duke of York weds Lady Elizabeth Bowes-Lyon at Westminster Abbey.
1925, Paul von Hindenburg defeats Wilhelm Marx in the second round of the German presidential election to become the first directly elected head of state of the Weimar Republic. 1933, the Gestapo, the official secret police force of Nazi Germany, is established by Hermann Göring.
1937, Spanish Civil War, Guernica, Spain is bombed by German Luftwaffe.
1942, Banksihu colliery accident. In Manchukuo leaves 1549 Chinese miners dead.
1943, the Easter riots break out in Uppsala, Sweden.
1944, Georgios Papandreou becomes head of the Greek government in exile based in Egypt.
1944, Heinrich Kripe is captured by Allied commandos in occupied Crete. 1945, World War II, Battle of Bautzen, last successful German tank offensive of the war and last noteworthy victory of the Wehrmacht.
1945, World War II. Filipino troops of the 66th Infantry Regiment, Philippine Commonwealth Army, USAFIPNL, and the American troops of the 33rd and 37th Infantry Division, United States Army liberate Baguio, as they fight against the Japanese forces under General Tomoyuki Yamashita.
1954, the Geneva Conference. An effort to restore peace in Indochina and Korea begins.
1954, the first clinical trials of Jonas Salk's polio vaccine begin in Fairfax County, Virginia.
1956, SS Ideal 10. The world's first successful container ship leaves Port Newark, New Jersey, for Houston, Texas.
1958, final run of the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad's Royal Blue from Washington, D.C. to New York City after 68 years. The first U.S. passenger train to use electric locomotives.
1960. Forced out by the April Revolution. President of South Korea Syngman Rhee resigns after 12 years of dictatorial rule.
1962. NASA's Ranger for spacecraft crashes into the moon.
1962. The British space program launches its first satellite, the Ariel 1.
1963 in Libya. Amendments to the Constitution transform Libya, United Kingdom of Libya, into one national unity, Kingdom of Libya, and allows for female participation in elections.
1964, Tanganyika and Zanzibar merge to form the United Republic of Tanzania.
1966, a new government is formed in the Republic of the Congo, led by Ambroise Noumazele.
1970, the convention establishing the World Intellectual Property Organization enters into force.
1981. Dr. Michael R. Harrison of the University of California, San Francisco Medical Center performs the world's first human open fetal surgery. 1980 to 57 people are killed by former police officer who bumped in a shooting spree in South Gyeongsang Province, South Korea.
1986, the Chernobyl disaster occurs in the Ukrainian Soviet Socialist Republic.
1989, the deadliest known tornado strikes central Bangladesh, killing upwards of 1,300, injuring 12,000, and leaving as many as 80,000 homeless.
1989 People's Daily publishes the April 26th editorial which inflames the nascent Tiananmen Square protests. 1991 55 tornadoes break out in the central United States. Before the outbreaks end, Andover, Kansas, would record the year's only F5 tornado.
1993, the Space Shuttle Columbia is launched on mission STS-55 to conduct experiments aboard the Spacelab module.
1994, China Airlines Flight 140 crashes at Nagoya Airport in Japan, killing 264 of the 271 people on board. 1994, South Africa begins its first multiracial election, which is won by Nelson Mandela's African National Congress.
2002, Robert Steinhauser kills 16 at Gutenberg Gymnasium in Erfurt, Germany, before dying of a self-inflicted gunshot.
2005 Cedar Revolution. Under international pressure, Syria withdraws the last of its 14,000-troop military garrison in Lebanon, ending its 29-year military domination of that country's Syrian occupation of Lebanon.
2015 Nursultan Nazarbayev is re-elected president of Kazakhstan with 97.7% of the vote.
Day of Remembrance of the Chernobyl Tragedy, Belarus.
Memorial Day of Radiation Accidents and Catastrophes, Russia.
Confederate Memorial Day, Florida, United States.
World Intellectual Property Day.
Union Day, Tanzania.